Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me. I want to talk about one of the most important concepts that I teach at the rehab I work at, that is also a dual diagnosis facility for mental health. And what it is that our thoughts are going to make us or break us. And it's incredible to me that they don't really teach us this in school. At least when I went to school, nobody really talked about this. Nobody talked about how to question your thoughts, or are your thoughts helping you or hurting you, or things like that. And it wasn't until I became a certified hypnotherapist that I started becoming very, very aware and mindful of, oh my goodness, my anxiety is the feeling of being incapable of doing what I need to do throughout the day, or how am I going to make it in this life, or am I doomed? My depression was caused by the destructive, negative, critical, horrific things I said to myself about myself, and it causes heaviness in the body. My people pleasing, my sacrificing myself to make sure that everybody else felt better was a form of survival, because I didn't feel I was good enough or lovable enough just to be who I am. And my shame, my I am unworthy and undeserving of love, respect, and connection, was helping me to stay isolated in my agoraphobic state, keeping me stuck from becoming the person that I wanted to be. And it's taken a lot of mindfulness and reframing all my thoughts. Well, not all my thoughts, but becoming mindful of most of my thoughts, right? To pivot and become aware of, what the hell am I saying to myself? So these are a few things that I wanted to just come up on here and tell you what I tell my clients in my groups, which is, if you would not stand in front of a room of people and say it to them, you do not say it to yourself. For example, if you do not stand up in front of a group and say, all of you are going to fuck up today, you are failures, you should really kick yourself for saying what you said yesterday, you don't say it to yourself. If you wouldn't say it to a child who's learning how to walk, you don't say it to yourself. This is a fundamental rule. If it's not loving, kind, supportive, helpful, encouraging, you don't say it to yourself. If you wouldn't say it to someone you unconditionally love, like your best friend, or like I said, your child or your animal, you don't say it to yourself. Rule of thumb. And we kind of have to ask ourselves, like in Michael Singer's book, The Untethered Soul, highly recommend it. He talks about, if we were to take our thoughts and put it outside of ourselves, and they were our roommate who followed us around everywhere, how would we be with them? For a long time, the thoughts in my head were really abusive, and they kept me stuck. And I wasn't even aware that the thoughts I think were just keeping me in survival mode, which is that state of homeostasis that makes me feel I am not enough. It made me feel like I'm stupid. It made me feel like I'm unworthy of love and connection. It made me feel like nobody wants to hear from me because I have nothing really valuable to say. What are the thoughts you're thinking that might be holding you back? And I highly encourage you to become mindful and aware of this, either by writing them down, and then what are things you can say to yourself that are going to make you feel that much better. I don't believe in toxic positivity, and I don't believe like, if you feel like you're a piece of shit, then telling yourself you're the most fantastic person in the world is going to really help. I do believe like reassurance and compassion if you're someone who's really stuck. I do believe that if you had a really, really, really hard day, then you can say to yourself, you know what, I did the best I could, and I'll try again tomorrow. And I'm human. I'm perfectly imperfect. People make mistakes. I can't change what I did in the past, but I tell you what, I'm going to become aware of my mistakes. I'm going to do everything I can to make it better in the future. And honestly, if you are somebody who gets home after the day and you are finding yourself, you are beating yourself up about what you could or should have done better, or imagining that people are angry at you or upset at you, that is self-abuse, negative self-talk. And if you find yourself doing that, it's really good for you to stop, recognize that, and then practice this affirmation. I love and accept myself even when I do mess up. I love and accept myself even if I wasn't perfect today. I love and accept myself that I'm going to do what I can do at the best of my own ability tomorrow. I'm going to love and accept myself because the truth is I was born with myself, I'm going to die with myself, and I'm going to be with myself the whole time in between. So I might as well start becoming my own best friend. I hope this was helpful. It's been groundbreaking. It is definitely practice. It is definitely effort. It's easier said than done, I promise, but it's worth the practice. We are thinking subconsciously 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts. The subconscious mind holds on to negatives 10 times stronger than anything positive to keep us safe and alive. So it is easier said than done, but it is definitely worth the effort to practice. And if you need any help or support, feel free to reach out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful.